Why did humans live so close to mammoths? Imagine waking up on a freezing morning, stepping outside your shelter, and seeing something enormous moving across the plain. Not one mammoth, a whole herd. Adults walking shoulder to shoulder, calves hidden between them, long tusks swinging through the cold air. And your family is living only a short distance away. Hashtag, why would anyone live this close to an animal that could crush them without even trying? The simple answer is food. But the real answer is much bigger. Humans did not stay near mammoths only because they wanted to hunt them. Mammoths shaped the world around them. They influenced where people traveled, where they found water, what materials they used, and sometimes even where they built their homes. First, though, we need to clear up one thing. When we say humans lived with mammoths, we do not mean mammoths sat beside the campfire like giant hairy pets. Humans and mammoths shared the same landscape. They crossed the same plains. They followed the same rivers. And they depended on the same places for survival. Their paths kept meeting because both species needed the same basic things: water, food, open ground, and safe routes through a cold world. During the Ice Age, huge parts of northern Europe and Asia were covered by a landscape often called the Mammoth Steppe. It was cold, windy, and dry. But it was not an empty frozen desert. Wide grasslands supported mammoths, reindeer, wild horses, bison, and many other animals. And wherever those herds went, humans had a reason to watch. A large group of animals could reveal where water was. Their movement could point toward fresh grazing areas. Their tracks could lead to other prey. In a world without roads, maps, or forecasts, animals carried information. Watching mammoths was not just about hunting them. It was also about reading the land. Like modern elephants, mammoths may have remembered routes between water and feeding areas. Humans watching them could learn where water might be, why herds were leaving, and whether other animals were moving too. Sometimes, following from a safe distance may have been useful. But living near mammoths also came with an obvious problem. They were enormous. A woolly mammoth could weigh several tons. It did not need to hunt humans to be deadly. A frightened adult protecting its calf could scatter a whole group in seconds. So prehistoric humans probably did not casually walk through herds. They watched from a distance. They learned the animal's behavior. They waited for the right moment. And they avoided standing directly in front of several tons of angry muscle, hair, and tusk. We often picture Ice Age humans as fearless hunters attacking mammoths every day. That probably was not normal. Hunting a healthy adult would have been extremely dangerous. One mistake could kill someone. The group needed teamwork, planning, and a very good reason to take that risk. And sometimes there was no need to hunt one at all. Mammoths could die from age, injury, illness, weather, or accidents. In a cold environment, a carcass could remain useful for some time. For a small human group, finding one would have been like discovering a huge supply warehouse in the middle of nowhere. There was meat, fat, hide, tendons, bones, and ivory. A mammoth was not just food. It was an entire collection of survival materials in one body. The meat could feed many people. The fat was valuable because surviving in the cold required a lot of energy. The hide could provide covering. Tendons could become strong bindings. Ivory could be shaped into points, tools, ornaments, and carvings. Large bones could be used as supports, weights, fuel, or building material. That sounds strange until you remember one major problem of the Ice Age steppe. There were not always many trees. In some open regions, good timber was scarce. Mammoth bones, however, were large, strong, and sometimes already scattered across the land. At several sites in Eastern Europe, archaeologists have found circular structures made from mammoth skulls, jaws, tusks, and long bones. Some may have supported hide-covered shelters. Others may have been used for storage, work, rituals, or gatherings. We cannot know the purpose of every structure. In some places, humans built part of their world from mammoth remains. Imagine approaching a camp on the open steppe. Curved tusks rise from the ground. Heavy skulls form part of a circular wall. Bones are stacked around the site. A fire burns inside. To us, it might look unreal. To them, it was practical. But where did all those bones come from? People may have collected older bones from natural death sites, riverbanks, exposed ground, or places where herds had passed for generations. The landscape itself could act like a giant storage area,